The orbital station Astronova glittered against the dark canvas of space. A city of lights floating silently above the blue-green planet below. Today, the station was alive with excitement and pride. Families and cadets filled the vast auditorium, their voices mixing with the soft hum of the station's life support systems. It was graduation day, the culmination of years of training for those who had dreamed of reaching the stars. Kai stood among the crowd of students, dressed in his crisp uniform, feeling a mix of relief and anticipation. He had worked tirelessly to reach this moment. The academy was known for pushing cadets to their limits, testing endurance, intelligence, and even courage, but Kai had persevered. Today, he was officially a graduate. Around him, the hall buzzed with laughter and chatter. Hollow banners floated above, displaying the names and achievements of the graduating cadets. Bright lights traced the edges of the auditorium, reflecting off the polished metal floors. Families took photographs, while some cadets quietly exchanged glances. Knowing that their journey had only just begun, Kai's attention drifted to the stage where the academy's director, a tall woman with silver-streaked hair, was calling names. Each cadet who stepped forward received a small, sleek badge, symbol of their readiness to serve humanity beyond the safety of home. When Kai's name was finally called, he walked forward with steady steps. Accepting the badge with a smile that didn't quite reach his eyes, graduation was meant to be a moment of celebration. Yet Kai felt a strange unease. Perhaps it was the sheer weight of what lay ahead. Humanity had begun to expand into the stars, and those who graduated today would play a part in shaping the future. Or maybe it was simply the noise and chaos of the crowd, overwhelming and bright. A stark contrast to the quiet nights he had spent studying in the academy's library. Just as he returned to his seat, something unexpected happened. A folded note was placed lightly in his hand. He looked around, confused, but the crowd's attention was elsewhere. No one had seen who had slipped it to him. The paper was small, pale, and slightly crumpled at the edges. Kai unfolded it carefully. In neat but hurried handwriting, the note read, "Wait until everyone's gone. Then find me." His heart skipped a beat. Who had written this, and why? The auditorium continued to echo with applause and cheers, yet these words felt urgent, almost secret. He scanned the surrounding seats, but everyone seemed preoccupied, celebrating or taking pictures. No one was looking at him. The curiosity gnawed at him. He had always been careful, cautious even. But the mysterious note stirred something inside him, a spark of adventure, a need to know more. Who was asking him to wait? And what would he find if he did? Kai slipped the note into his uniform pocket, pretending nothing had happened. He tried to focus on the speeches, the music, and the bright lights, but the message lingered in his mind. It wasn't fear that he felt. It was something closer to excitement, something human. Hours passed. The crowd slowly thinned. Families embraced, taking their newly graduated cadets back to the residential modules. While friends exchanged last words and promises to meet again, Kai lingered behind, weaving carefully through the dispersing crowd, his eyes scanning for anything unusual. The auditorium, once alive with chatter and footsteps, was now a quiet, empty space. Finally, he stood alone among the polished floors and hovering holographic banners. The note's words echoed in his mind again. Wait until everyone's gone, then find me. Kai took a deep breath and began to follow the instinct that had been growing inside him ever since he had read the note. The corridors of the station stretched out like the inside of a giant metallic spider, clean and gleaming. Artificial lights reflected off the polished walls, and soft whirs and beeps of the station's drones accompanied his steps. Most of the cleaning drones ignored him, programmed to avoid human contact, but one paused briefly, scanning him with its camera before buzzing away. The station was a marvel of human engineering, and Kai could feel it. Every corner, every corridor, every observation deck spoke of human curiosity, intelligence, and persistence. He passed classrooms where holographic simulations of star systems floated in midair, libraries filled with archives of human history, and laboratories where machines hummed with quiet energy. Even in the quiet, the station seemed alive, almost breathing. Kai's thoughts wandered back to the note. Whoever had written it had chosen their words carefully. Wait until everyone's gone implied secrecy. Then find me implied urgency. This wasn't a casual prank. This was important. And something told Kai that the person who left the note trusted him. He finally reached a side corridor that he had never noticed before. The door was slightly recessed into the wall, unmarked except for a small panel beside it. Kai's fingers hovered over the panel, unsure if he should proceed. He had spent years following rules, but curiosity had always been his strongest trait. He pressed a button, and the door slid open silently, revealing a hidden observation bay. Inside, the room was dimly lit, with a panoramic view of the nebula outside the station. Swirling clouds of violet, blue, and gold stretched across the void, illuminated by distant stars. The sight took Kai's breath away. It was a reminder of why he had trained so hard, why he had endured the Academy's challenges. Humanity had always looked up at the stars and wondered what lay beyond. And there, standing at the center of the room, was Lena. She was small, but confident, with bright eyes that seemed to reflect the nebula itself. Her hair was pulled back, and her hands moved over a glowing console, adjusting settings on a strange machine that hummed quietly. She looked up and smiled at Kai as if she had been expecting him all along. "You came," she said softly, almost a whisper. Kai nodded, unable to find words. I got your note. But what is all this?" Lena gestured to the machine. "This is the project I've been working on, something the Academy doesn't know about. Something that could change everything." Kai stepped closer, curiosity pushing aside caution. The machine was unlike anything he had ever seen. Sleek, silver panels glimmered under the soft light, and thin, iridescent wires connected it to a small cockpit-like structure. It looked like a miniature starship, yet smaller, compact, almost alive. "It's a human-AI hybrid ship," Lena explained, her voice steady but filled with excitement. "It can travel faster than light, beyond the limits of anything the Academy has approved. I've been designing it in secret, testing small prototypes, but it's ready for a real trial. But I can't do it alone. I need someone I trust to help me." Kai's heart raced. This was beyond anything he had imagined. Humans had always pushed boundaries, always reached for the stars, but this was extraordinary. "Why me?" he asked. Lena's eyes met his. "Because I've seen how you think, how you solve problems. You're clever, careful, and brave. Humanity needs more people like you. If we want to explore the stars safely, will you help me?" Kai took a deep breath. The stars outside seemed to call to him, whispering promises of adventure, discovery, and danger. And for the first time, he felt that he was exactly where he was meant to be. "I'll help," he said finally, his voice steady. "Whatever it takes." Lena smiled, relief and excitement lighting her face. "Good, we don't have much time. The Academy will start their final rounds soon, and we need to finish the preparations before anyone notices." Kai nodded, feeling a mixture of nerves and exhilaration. He had always known that humanity's future was among the stars, but now he was about to play a part in it. And somehow he knew that this was only the beginning. As they worked together in the quiet observation bay, the nebula stretched endlessly beyond the station's glass walls, a constant reminder of the infinite possibilities that awaited. And somewhere deep inside, Kai realized that the mysterious note, so small, so simple, had changed the course of his life forever. After agreeing to help Lena, Kai felt a surge of excitement, but also a deep sense of responsibility. They were standing in a hidden observation bay far from the crowded graduation hall. Yet the quiet hum of the station made the moment feel alive. Beyond the reinforced glass walls, the nebula stretched like liquid color swirling purples. Golds and blues drifting endlessly through space. Kai's eyes kept returning to the view. He had studied space for years, but seeing it like this, close and vivid, made him feel small and powerful at the same time. Humanity had built Astronova to reach the stars, but now he understood something Lena had hinted at. There was more than just exploration at stake. There was possibility, real, tangible potential to do something no one else had dared. Lena turned from the machine to Kai. "Before we begin, I need to show you something." Something important. Kai raised an eyebrow. More than a faster-than-light ship. She smiled. Yes, you'll see. She led him through a narrow service corridor, lined with panels of blinking lights and pipes that hummed faintly. The station felt different, here less polished, more functional. Maintenance bots moved silently along the walls, repairing tiny flaws as they went. Kai followed, trying to take in everything. There was a rhythm to the place, a sense that humans had built it piece by piece, and that same spirit of ingenuity now guided Lena's project. Eventually, they arrived at a door marked with a small holographic symbol, a spiral of light moving like a miniature galaxy. Lena keyed in a passcode, and the door slid open with a quiet hiss. Inside, the room was filled with screens, consoles, and small spacecraft prototypes in various stages of construction. It was a laboratory, a workshop, and a control center all in one. Kai's eyes widened. You built all of this? Lena nodded. Almost all of it. Some prototypes were designed with help from the Academy archives, but the main work, the hybrid ship, the AI systems, the energy regulators, that's all me. Kai moved closer to a small, sleek ship that looked almost alive. Its surface shimmered, reflecting the soft light of the lab. Thin strands of glowing wires ran across its body, pulsing like veins of light. He reached out, hesitating, and Lena's hand brushed his wrist. Careful, she said. It responds to touch. We've designed it to connect with the pilot's neural patterns. If someone else touches it, even slightly, it might lock down temporarily. Kai nodded, intrigued. So it's almost like it can think. In a way, Lena replied. It doesn't have feelings, but it can learn and adapt. That's what makes it special. Most AI is programmed to follow strict rules. This one can make decisions when there's no clear instruction, always in ways that prioritize human safety. Kai's mind raced. The implications were enormous. If humanity could create a ship like this, they could explore further, faster and more safely than ever before. But at the same time, it was risky. Lena had already said the Academy didn't approve of this. If they discovered it, he pushed the thought aside. Now was not the time for worry. Now was the time to understand what Lena had created. Lena gestured toward a holographic display. I need to show you how it works. It's not just a ship, it's a system. The AI controls navigation, energy management, and communication. We can even simulate different star systems before we enter them. It's safer than it looks, but we have to understand it completely before launch. Kai leaned over the display, watching as star systems, planets, and asteroid fields formed and dissolved in the holographic light. So, we're testing it here first, he asked. Yes, Lena said. We'll simulate a short interstellar trip to see how the AI responds. It's important that we're in sync. The ship won't work properly unless the pilot and AI are connected mentally through neural mapping. I'll guide you through it. They spent the next hour configuring the ship and connecting the neural interface. Kai had studied theory and simulations, but this was different, trivial, immediate, and completely thrilling. His mind tingled as the neural links connected. The ship seemed to sense his presence, lights flickering softly as if acknowledging him. Ready? Lena asked. Kai nodded. Ready. The room around them shifted as the simulation began. The ship's hull seemed to glow, and the holographic star field outside expanded. Kai felt as if he were floating in the nebula itself, the colors swirling around him, bending and shimmering with every movement. The sensation was unlike anything he had ever experienced. Focus. Lena's voice echoed in his neural link. Trust the ship. Trust yourself. Kai concentrated. The AI responded, subtly adjusting the ship's trajectory, avoiding invisible hazards in the simulated field. He was impressed. Most cadets would struggle with this, even with training. But the ship seemed to understand him, and he understood it. After several minutes, the simulation concluded, the ship powered down, and Kai opened his eyes. He was back in the observation bay, yet he felt as though he had traveled light years. That was amazing, he said, breathless. It actually listens and adapts. Lena smiled. Exactly. And that's why this project is so important. Humanity has always reached for the stars, but we've been limited by technology. This changes everything. We can explore safely, quickly, and intelligently. We can go where no human has gone before. Kai felt a rush of pride, not for himself, but for humanity. This was what people were capable of: imagination, persistence, creativity, and courage. Even in the face of danger, humans didn't give up. They built, they invented, and they pushed forward. But then Lena's expression grew serious. There's something you need to know. The nebula outside isn't just beautiful. It's unpredictable. Magnetic storms, gravitational anomalies, radiation pockets. Most ships avoid it entirely. But our ship is designed to handle it. That's part of why I need you as my partner. I can't test it alone, and if we're discovered, Kai swallowed. I understand, but I trust you, and I trust this ship. Lena nodded. Good. There's another reason I wanted you here tonight. It's Nebula. It's a natural laboratory. You can run real-time tests without interference. The graduation celebration drew everyone away, and we have a small window to begin initial trials. After that, the Academy will start inspections again. We have to be careful. Kai looked out at the swirling nebula. Beyond the colors and beauty, he saw potential, new star systems, planets to explore, and the opportunity to show what humans were truly capable. It was humbling and thrilling at the same time. He glanced back at Lena. Where do we start? Lena gestured to a console on the side. First, we calibrate the AI for the nebula's conditions. Then we run environmental simulations. Finally, we'll attempt a short jump through a controlled section of space. Nothing dangerous, but enough to test the system's limits. Kai rolled up his sleeves. Let's do it. Hours passed as they worked together, calibrating, testing, and refining. Kai learned quickly, guided by Lena's experience and knowledge. They laughed at small mistakes, shared quiet observations, and marveled at the ship's responses. The bond between them grew, fueled by trust, shared purpose, and the excitement of discovery. By the time the first light of the station's artificial morning cycle filtered into the observation bay, they had completed the initial tests. The AI was responsive, the ship stable, and both humans exhilarated. Kai leaned against the wall, looking out at the nebula. I can't believe we're actually doing this. Humanity, we really are capable of anything. Lena smiled, tired but satisfied. That's the point. We've always been explorers. We've always been inventors. And now we have a chance to go further than anyone has before. The stars are waiting, Kai, and so are we. For the first time, Kai understood fully what Lena had meant in the note. Wait until everyone's gone, then find me. It wasn't just a secret message. It was an invitation to be part of something greater than himself, something that celebrated the very best of humanity. As the nebula shimmered beyond the station's glass, Kai felt a spark of certainty. This was just the beginning. Humanity's future wasn't just in the stars. It was in people like him and Lena. People who dared to imagine, to build, and to explore. And Kai knew one thing for certain. He would never look at the stars the same way again. The nebula stretched endlessly outside the station, a river of swirling colors that shifted and danced like liquid light. Kai stared out of the observation bay window, mesmerized by the sight. Even after all his years studying stars and galaxies, nothing compared to witnessing the nebula in person. It was alive, unpredictable, and vast a reminder of how small humanity was. And yet how remarkable it could be. Lena moved beside him, her hands tracing faint patterns on the console. This nebula isn't just beautiful, she said. It's a natural test for our ship. Most crafts avoid it. Even small magnetic storms can throw conventional navigation systems off course, but ours is different. Kai looked back at the ship, sleek and glowing under the dim lights of the lab. He had spent hours learning about its systems, the neural interface, and the AI that could think and adapt. But seeing it ready for a real test made his heart race. This was no longer simulation, it was real. So, what exactly are we going to do? Kai asked, trying to steady his excitement. Lena smiled. We're going to take it beyond the station's orbit and into the nebula itself. First, Just a short flight to test the sensors and the AI's adaptability. Then, if everything goes well, we'll push a little further. I've mapped out a path that keeps us safe from major anomalies. But there's still a lot the ship will need to handle on its own. I nodded. Sounds incredible. Also terrifying. That's why we make a good team, Lena said, tapping the neural interface. You focus on the big picture, I handle the details. And together, we make sure humanity has a chance to reach farther than ever before. Kai took a deep breath and approached the ship. Stepping into the cockpit, he felt a faint buzz as the neural interface synced with him. Lights pulsed softly across the panels, responding to his thoughts. The AI recognized him immediately, a warm hum vibrating through the controls. Ready? Lena asked, her hand hovering over the launch panel. Kai nodded. Ready. With a soft hiss, the cockpit sealed, and the ship lifted gently from the platform. The hum grew louder, vibrating through Kai's body as the ship glided smoothly into the station's docking corridor. Outside, the nebula loomed closer, its massive clouds of color moving unpredictably. Kai adjusted the controls slightly, though the AI guided most of the movement. It's almost like it's alive, he murmured. That's exactly what we designed it for, Lena said. It doesn't just follow commands. It anticipates. It learns. It adapts. Watch how it reacts to the nebula. They entered the outer edge of the nebula. The colors shimmered across the ship's exterior, reflected on the glass cockpit. Tiny energy disturbances rippled through the clouds, and sensors beeped softly, alerting them to minor anomalies. Kai noticed the AI automatically adjusting thrusters, compensating for the uneven magnetic fields. It's amazing, Kai whispered. It's handling everything perfectly, Lena smiled. I told you. Humans built this. Our creativity, our intelligence, it's in every part of this ship. But don't forget, it's only possible because of our courage. Most people would never take the risk to explore here. Most wouldn't even try. Kai glanced at her. That's the thing about humans, isn't it? We're curious. We see the impossible and want to know what's beyond it. That's why we're here. They moved deeper into the nebula. Clouds of charged gas swirled around them, glowing faintly under the light of distant stars. Energy spikes caused tiny ripples in the ship's sensors, and Kai could feel the AI adjusting in real time. Every decision it made was calculated, yet flexible, ensuring their safety while maintaining speed and efficiency. Look at that, Lena said, pointing toward a massive blue storm forming ahead. Even the nebula has surprises for us. Kai leaned forward, scanning the holographic displays. The AI can handle it? Watch and learn, Lena replied, hint of excitement in her voice. As they approached the storm, the AI subtly shifted the ship's trajectory, weaving between high-energy clouds with precision. Kai marveled at the coordination, feeling an unexpected sense of pride. This wasn't just a machine. It was the result of human imagination, ingenuity, and determination. Humanity had always dreamed of the stars, and now they were building tools to reach them. Hours passed as they tested the ship's capabilities. Moving through increasingly complex sections of the nebula, each new challenged magnetic ripples, sudden gusts of charged particles. Shifting gravitational pockets was met with a combination of Kai's instincts and the AI's precision. This is incredible, Kai said. I can't believe humans actually made this possible. Other civilizations might take millennia to develop something like this. We did it in decades, Lena nodded. It's what makes us unique. Our intelligence, our creativity, our ability to cooperate and solve problems. That's why I needed you. A single person can't do it all, but together we can accomplish the impossible. Kai glanced at the nebula outside, now stretching further than he had imagined. Do you ever think about what's out there? Beyond even this nebula. All the time, Lena said. And that's the point. Humans are explorers. We look at the unknown and don't stop. We adapt. We learn. We push boundaries. And that's why this ship exists. To show that there's no limit to what we can achieve if we use our minds and our hearts together. Kai smiled, feeling a deep sense of connection not just to Lena, But to every human who had ever looked at the stars and wondered, this was why they had built space stations, starships, and laboratories. This was why they had trained, struggled, and dreamed. The nebula wasn't just a test. It was proof of humanity's determination. Suddenly, a subtle vibration ran through the ship. Kai's sensors detected an energy fluctuation ahead, a minor anomaly, harmless but unpredictable. He glanced at Lena, double quotes. "Do you want me to take over?" he asked. "No," Lena said calmly. "Handle it yourself. Trust the AI and trust yourself. That's the test." Kai focused, sending commands through the neural link. The AI responded instantly, adjusting thrusters and stabilizing the ship. The fluctuation passed without incident. He exhaled slowly, realizing how much he had grown in just a few hours. "This is what humans are capable of," Kai said softly. "Thinking, adapting, learning in the moment. No other species. Nothing else could do this." Lena nodded, her eyes shining. "Exactly. And that's why we're here. To push further, to explore, to show the universe what humans can do when we work together." They continued their journey through the nebula, moving deeper into uncharted regions. Strange gas formations swirled around them, casting shadows and light across the ship's hull. Tiny meteor fragments drifted past, harmless but beautiful in their randomness. Kai felt a sense of awe, unlike anything he had ever experienced. "This is why we take risks," Lena said, her voice quiet but firm. "The unknown is where humanity grows. If we never explore, if we never challenge ourselves, we remain small. But when we dare, when we use our minds and courage, we become extraordinary." Kai nodded, understanding completely. This wasn't just about the ship or the nebula. It was about humans, about their potential, their drive, and their resilience. Every discovery, every invention, every leap forward had come from the same spark that now guided them through the stars. As the nebula began to thin, revealing distant star systems in the distance, Lena smiled at Kai. "We've passed the first real test. The AI is stable, the ship is responsive, and we handled unpredictability. That's more than most people could manage." Kai leaned back, letting the hum of the ship settle around him. "It's amazing. Human ingenuity in action. We're capable of so much," Lena nodded. "And this is only the beginning. Beyond this nebula lies uncharted space, worlds waiting to be explored, systems waiting to be understood. And it's people like us curious, brave, and clever who will take humanity there." Kai looked out at the stars, feeling a surge of pride. Humanity had faced challenges before, yet here they were, building machines that could navigate the unknown, exploring the mysteries of the universe. The nebula had tested them, and they had risen to the occasion. "This is just the start," he said softly. "Yes," Lena replied, "and the universe will never be the same once we start." For the first time, Kai realized the weight of what they were doing. They were not just testing a ship, they were carrying the spirit of humanity into the stars. Curiosity, courage, and intelligence, the qualities that had always defined humans, were their guide. And now, together, they would prove that no challenge was too great, no distance too vast, and no mystery too deep. As the nebula faded behind them, Kai and Lena prepared for the next stage of their journey. Beyond the colors and clouds lay infinite possibilities, and for the first time, Kai felt the true scope of human potential stretching before him like the endless stars themselves. The nebula had begun to thin, revealing the edge of uncharted space. Kai and Lena felt a sense of triumph. Their initial tests had gone well. The ship had responded perfectly to the AI, and the nebula had proven to be both beautiful and a worthy challenge. But as they moved further, an unusual energy reading appeared on the sensors. Kai leaned forward, studying the holographic display. "Lena, do you see this?" She examined the data quickly. "It's a field of concentrated energy. I've never seen anything like it. It's not a storm, not magnetic, not radiation. It's something else. Possibly a natural phenomenon unique to this nebula." Kai's pulse quickened. Could it be dangerous? Lena shook her head slightly. I don't know. But I do know that the AI can help us navigate it. It's designed to adapt to unexpected conditions. That's why we're testing it. They approached cautiously, the ship's hull glowing softly as the AI recalibrated the energy shields. The field shimmered ahead, a shifting web of light that bent and pulsed like a living organism. Kai felt a mixture of awe and apprehension. Humanity had faced many challenges before, but this felt alive. Take it slow, Lena instructed. The AI can guide us, but we need to remain alert. Any sudden shift could, well, we won't know until it happens. Kai nodded. He felt the hum of the ship through the neural interface, a comforting vibration that seemed almost like a heartbeat. The AI was calm, precise, and adaptive, but the unknown always carried risk. They entered the field. Colors danced across the cockpit as light refracted through the energy. Sensors beeped occasionally, alerting them to minor fluctuations. The AI responded instantly, adjusting the shields and stabilizing the ship. Kai marveled at the way the system worked. It wasn't just following instructions, it was learning, anticipating, making decisions in real time. And he realized that this was the essence of humanity itself, the ability to think, to create, to adapt, and to overcome challenges. But suddenly, the field shifted. A surge of energy pulsed outward, and the ship lurched violently. Kai grabbed the control panel instinctively. The AI reacted immediately, but even so, the ship tilted sharply. We're going to have to work together, Lena said firmly. I can guide the adjustments, but you have to keep your focus. Trust yourself and the AI. Kai took a deep breath. Okay, we can do this. Together, they maneuvered through the shifting field. Lena called out readings and suggested adjustments, while Kai focused on the larger picture, anticipating changes in trajectory, keeping the ship stable. The AI acted as a third partner, seamlessly integrating their inputs. Hours seemed to pass in moments. The energy field pulsed unpredictably, testing their reflexes, intelligence, and patience. Yet Kai felt a thrill unlike anything he had known. Humanity had always thrived in the face of challenges. They built bridges over impossible chasms, reached for mountains others called unreachable. And now they were navigating a living nebula that could have destroyed them. This is incredible, Kai said, adrenaline coursing through him. Humans. We're capable of more than anyone realizes. Lena smiled, her eyes focused, but shining with excitement. Exactly. We adapt. We learn. We push forward. That's why we survive, why we thrive, and why we'll explore further than any other species ever has. A sudden pulse of energy hit the ship harder this time. The hull shuddered, warning lights flashing briefly. Kai's hands worked in unison with the AI, redirecting power to the stabilizers and thrusters. Lena adjusted the navigation link, ensuring they stayed on a safe trajectory. You're doing great, Lena said, her voice calm but intense. Keep focusing. The field is reacting to us, but we can outthink it. Kai's heart pounded, but he stayed steady. He realized something important. Human ingenuity was not about fearlessness. It was about thinking clearly, adapting quickly, and working together. The AI was brilliant, but without them, it would have been limited. Humans had the spark that machines could never replicate, the spark of creativity and courage. Gradually, they began to move through the heart of the field. The AI predicted minor surges, Lena calculated adjustments, and Kai executed maneuvers with precision. The field continued to shift, but they responded in harmony. A trio of intelligence, intuition, and skill. This is what it means to explore, Kai whispered to Lena, a mixture of awe and exhilaration in his voice. This is humanity's advantage, the ability to adapt, to solve problems in real time, and to keep moving forward no matter what. Lena nodded. And that's why this project matters. This ship, this AI, it's a tool. But the human element, that's the key. We can't rely solely on machines. We rely on ourselves, on each other, and on our ability to think creatively. Another surge of energy rippled through the field. This time, the ship tilted dangerously, and for a moment, Kai felt fear, but then he reminded himself of everything they had learned the simulations. The nebula tests, the AI's adaptive responses. We can do this, he said firmly. Together, with coordinated efforts, they adjusted the ship, redirecting energy and fine-tuning their trajectory. The field pulsed and shifted, but they moved through it with growing confidence. Each successful maneuver strengthened their belief in themselves and in humanity's potential. After what felt like an eternity, the edge of the field appeared. Beyond it lay calmer space, starlight glittering against the dark canvas of the universe. Kai exhaled deeply, a rush of relief and pride filling him. They had navigated the unknown, adapted to unpredictable conditions, and succeeded. Lena turned to him, her smile bright. We did it. That's more than a test, it's proof of what humans can accomplish. Even in the face of the unknown, we think, adapt, and overcome. Kai nodded, looking back at the energy field. It was beautiful, dangerous, and unpredictable, just like the challenges humanity had faced throughout history. And just like them, humanity had survived and thrived. This is why we explore, Kai said softly. Because we can. Because we adapt. Because we never stop reaching for what's beyond us. Lena's eyes sparkled. Exactly. And there's more ahead. Beyond this nebula lie uncharted systems, planets waiting to be studied, and opportunities for humanity to expand. This is just the beginning. Kai realized something profound. This wasn't just a test of a ship or an AI. It was a test of humanity itself, the ability to face the unknown, to think, adapt, and persevere. The nebula had been a challenge, but they had succeeded. And their success wasn't just about skill, it was about courage, intelligence, and the human spirit, as they continued their journey beyond the nebula. Kai felt a deep sense of pride and wonder. Humanity had always reached for the stars, and now he was part of that legacy. Every invention, every discovery, every step into the unknown was a testament to human resilience. Lena glanced at him, her expression serious but full of confidence. We've proven the ship works, and we've proven ourselves. But the universe is vast. There will be new challenges, bigger obstacles, and more mysteries than we can imagine. And we will face them because we are human, and that means we adapt, overcome, and thrive. Kai smiled, feeling a mixture of awe and determination. I get it now. The ship, the AI. It's amazing. But humanity, that's the real power. Curiosity, courage, creativity, that's what will carry us forward. The stars stretched endlessly ahead, a tapestry of light and possibility. And for the first time, Kai felt the full weight of what they were doing. They were not just exploring space, they were exploring the limits of human potential. As the nebula faded behind them, leaving only the calm brilliance of distant stars, Kai realized that the challenges they faced had strengthened them. Humanity's ingenuity, intelligence, and bravery had carried them through the unknown, proving once again that no obstacle was too great when humans worked together. This is just the beginning, he said softly. Yes, Lena agreed, and the universe won't be the same after we take this journey. Kai leaned back, letting the ship glide through the vast expanse. The nebula behind them was beautiful, dangerous, and full of lessons, but humanity had triumphed. And ahead, the stars waited, endless and full of promise, ready for the next challenge. For Kai and Lena, for all of humanity, the journey had only just begun. The calm of space stretched endlessly before them, a tapestry of stars shimmering against the black void. The nebula, once a swirling chaos of light and energy, was now behind Kai and Lena. They had passed the first true challenge of their journey. The AI-augmented ship hummed softly around them, responding to every thought, every adjustment. Perfectly attuned to their minds, Kai leaned back in his seat, taking a moment to absorb it all. We made it. The nebula didn't stop us. Lena smiled, her eyes reflecting the distant stars. It was a test, yes, but it also showed us the truth about ourselves. Humans can adapt, think, and overcome. That's why we're here. That's why this ship exists. We carry humanity into the unknown. Kai nodded. He had learned a lot during their journey. The ship was extraordinary, but the real power had always been human courage, creativity, and determination. Every decision they had made in the nebula, every adjustment, every calculation had been theirs. The AI was brilliant. It was humanity that had led the way. As the ship glided through calmer space, Lena initiated the next phase of their journey. We're approaching uncharted systems. This is the real test. Stars, planets, and possibilities beyond anything humanity has known. Are you ready? Kai took a deep breath. Ready. They moved together, the ship responding seamlessly to their thoughts and coordination. The AI provided data and analysis, but the real exploration was theirs. As they approached the first system, Kai stared at the holographic display. A cluster of planets orbited a bright young star. Some were rocky, others gas giants, each with potential for discovery. These worlds. We could study them for generations, Kai said, awe in his voice. The possibilities are endless. Lena nodded. Exactly. Humanity has always reached for the stars, but now we have a tool to go further than ever before. Every discovery, every step into the unknown, is proof of what humans can accomplish. They began scanning the system, the AI analyzing atmospheric conditions, gravitational fields, and potential hazards. But Kai and Lena weren't content with simply observing. They wanted to explore, to understand, to imagine the future humanity could build. This one, Lena said, pointing to a small, rocky planet with faint green streaks across its surface, has the right atmosphere for potential life. We should prioritize it for further study. Kai nodded. Agreed. Let's make sure we gather as much data as we can. Humanity needs this knowledge. As the ship descended into orbit, they marveled at the planet's surface. Mountains, rivers, and valleys stretched across the terrain, untouched and wild. It was a reminder of what humans had always sought: new horizons, new challenges, and the chance to understand the unknown. This is why we explore, Kai said softly. Not for glory, not for wealth, but to learn, to grow, to expand what humanity knows and can do. Lena smiled. Exactly. And there are countless worlds like this waiting for us. Each one a new opportunity for discovery, a new chance to show what humans are capable of. They continued their survey, taking careful measurements, analyzing samples, and recording every detail. The AI assisted with precision, but Kai and Lena guided the mission, exciting priorities and making judgments that no machine could replicate. Every decision was theirs, and every success was a testament to human ingenuity. Hours passed, and the system revealed more surprises. Hidden beneath the surface of one planet were signs of ancient geological activity. Evidence that the planet had once been geologically active. Another planet showed faint signs of water beneath icy crusts. Every discovery filled Kai and Lena with excitement and pride. This is beyond anything we imagined, Kai said. Humanity will learn so much from these worlds. We're standing at the edge of what's possible, Lena nodded. And that's just the beginning. There are thousands, millions, maybe billions of systems out there. Our journey is just starting. Humans will explore, learn, and thrive. That's the power we have. Kai looked at the stars, feeling a deep connection to everyone who had ever looked up and wondered. Every astronaut, scientist, engineer, dreamer, they had all contributed to this moment. Humanity had built this ship, trained these minds, and created the tools to reach farther than ever before. It's amazing to think about what humanity has done, Kai said quietly. All the struggles, all the challenges, and we're still here, still pushing forward. Still reaching for the stars? Lena reached over and touched his arm gently. And that's why I chose you for this. You understand that exploration isn't just about machines or technology. It's about people. It's about human curiosity, courage, and creativity. Without that, none of this would matter. Kai felt a warmth of pride. The journey had changed him. He had started as a cadet, curious and cautious. But now he felt a deeper understanding of what it meant to be human, to reach beyond comfort, to challenge the unknown, and to create a future where anything was possible. Suddenly, the AI alerted them to an anomaly in a nearby Sistemo faint signal, irregular and unexplained. Lena leaned forward, intrigued. This could be interesting. It's weak, but it's there. Could be natural, or could be something else. Either way, humans should investigate. Kai nodded, agreed. Let's take a closer look. The ship adjusted course, gliding smoothly toward the source. The signal became stronger, and the display revealed faint structures on the surface of a small, icy planet. They were geometric, precise, and clearly not natural. Kai felt a thrill. Humanity had always dreamed of contact with other forms of intelligence, and now they had a clue, something to study, to understand, to learn from. Humanity's curiosity brought us here, Lena said softly, and that same curiosity will guide us forward. We don't know what we'll find, but we'll face it together, and we'll adapt, like humans always do. Kai smiled. Exactly. No matter what's out there, humans will rise to the challenge. They descended into orbit, careful and precise. The structures below were strange but fascinating tall. Angular towers arranged in patterns that suggested intelligence and design. Kai and Lena carefully documented everything, using the ship's sensors and AI analysis to gather data. Every measurement, every observation, was a piece of knowledge that humanity could use as they worked. Kai felt a deep sense of connection, not just to Lena. Not just to the ship, but to every human who had ever dared to dream. Humanity had always sought the unknown, faced challenges, and overcome obstacles. And now, through them, humanity was reaching farther than ever before. Hours later, as the icy planet rotated beneath them, Kai and Lena finished their survey. The structures remained a mystery, but they had collected valuable data that could guide future exploration. More importantly, they had proven something fundamental. Humans, with intelligence, creativity, and courage, could face anything the universe presented. Lena leaned back in her seat, exhaustion and satisfaction on her face. We've done it. This is what exploration looks like. And humanity. We're just getting started, Kai nodded, gazing out at the stars. I get it now. The ship, the AI, they're incredible. But the real strength, the real power, is humans. Our curiosity, our creativity, our courage, that's what will carry us forward. Lena smiled. Exactly. And together humans will continue to explore, learn, and thrive. That's the story of humanity, always reaching, always growing, always shining. As they set a course for the next system, Kai realized the truth of her words. Beyond the stars lay infinite possibilities, but the real power was always within humanity itself. They had created, adapted, and persevered. They had overcome challenges, solved impossible problems, and dreamed of worlds beyond their own. And now, the ship, the AI, and each other, Kai and Lena were carrying that legacy forward. They were explorers, dreamers, and creators, humans reaching for the stars. The vast universe awaited, endless and full of promise. Every star, every planet, every mystery was an opportunity for humanity to prove itself. And Kai knew with absolute certainty that humanity would rise to every challenge, because that was what humans did. They adapted, they discovered, they explored, and they never ever gave up. As the ship glided smoothly into the next uncharted system, Kai felt a surge of hope and determination. Humanity's story was being written among the stars, and he was part of it. The nebula, the ice planet, the challenges, they were all steps along the journey. And the journey itself was the proof of what humans could achieve. Kai glanced at Lena, and they exchanged a look of quiet triumph. Together, they had faced the unknown, adapted, and succeeded. And together, they would continue to carry humanity forward into the endless universe. The stars stretched out before them, infinite and full of possibilities. Humanity was ready. Humanity was capable. Humanity would continue to shine, and for Kai, Lena, and all who would follow, the adventure had only just begun.